These Eagles trying to figure it out, but it's always better to learn within a win. All right, we're not breaking any news here. With A.J. Brown, good. Without A.J. Brown, pretty bad.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
And you add that layer of Devontae Smith, the offense has its pieces back. Now, it did lose a couple notables in this one. To what extent, we do not yet know, but I won't say firing on all cylinders, but the engine once again revving. Bryant McFadden in the mix to offer his thoughts here on the Eagles and the Browns. This was a game that, as we were watching, Mac, it just reeked of wasted talent. These are two teams with a lot of talent on their rosters, and they continue to woefully underperform. Did this 60 minutes make you feel any differently about either of the teams?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Before the game started, I think we all had the same sentiments with the Browns, not a good team. And with the Eagles, they're inconsistent. It's the emotional roller coaster you embark when you watch the Philadelphia Eagles. This team is too talented. Granted, having guys back into the fold healthy, that's one thing, but yet and still, the slow, sluggish starts. That first half, I mean, the blocked field goal was all opportunities that were created by the Eagles. If you're Saquon Barkley, it's 2nd and 1. You got to find a way to put your shoulder, lower your shoulder, and get the first down. Stepped out of bounds before he converted the first down. And then 3rd and 1, you had to utilize a timeout, eventually settling for a field goal that was blocked, that ended up being returned for a touchdown. Luckily enough for the Eagles, they were playing against a bad team that squandered away other opportunities in the second half. So those are things they have to clean up, because when you're playing against a playoff caliber team, you might not be as fortunate as you were today to be able to still get in the winning column. Two things you take away from this game. Philadelphia, they're still inconsistent. A.J. Brown makes everything better. Makes Jalen Hurts better. Makes the offense better. Heck, he makes the defense better.
A cure-all.
Yeah.
Maybe not
A.J. Brown might be the most valuable player on their team. I wouldn't say important, because we know the quarterback is the most important. But he is the most valuable player on their team.
Nobody affects the game more than A.J. Brown, especially offensively there. On the other side of this one, they're looking for some sort of offensive effect. 16 of 23, $168, 17 rushing yards on 4 rushes for Deshaun Watson, who's been at the center of the conversation once again. And what he has not given this team, he has not given this team a 200-yard passing performance yet this season. Kevin Stefanski did say post-game that they are staying with Deshaun Watson. Now, whether that's Kevin Stefanski saying that or Kevin Stefanski being told to say that, this is a team that needs a spark. And where do you find it if you're not willing to make that change at quarterback the way we have seen other teams do already this year?
Well, it's hard to create a spark when you don't have any matches to light it with. And, yeah, Deshaun has really been, playing below the mark. But, heck, what has his offensive line been doing? Once again, he's been sacked 5 times. I mean, it's almost like that's the common number. That's the bottom number.
Start there.
You start at 5. And then now is that the over? 9 times out of 10, it usually is the over, but we only saw 5 today. They can't run the football. Will they become a better running team when Chubb is back? We don't know. But right now, they're a bad ball club, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. To answer your question, Joe, how can they find a spark? Maybe if you can get healthier on the offensive line, maybe that could help, because there's not much you can do to change the personnel. The personnel is the personnel as we see it right now. And if you're Kevin Stefanski, at what point do you say, okay, our offensive line is dreadful. We don't know if we can get healthy enough to make things happen. At what point do you say, I got to try to shake something up?
It sounds like
I got to try to shake something up at the quarterback position.
But a seller at the deadline for whatever assets they do have. So then, if you're at that point and you're saying, okay, we've hypothetically moved Amari Cooper, and now we have a quarterback back there who's a lame duck as well. Something has to change, because if you keep doing the things the same way, you're going to keep getting these sorts of outcomes in a game that was very winnable.
And if you keep doing things the same way, you're not winning ball games. Guess whose seats become hot? Kevin Stefanski. So at some point in time, you got to find a way to change and shake up the morale so you can get a better production on the football field. Think about this. This is a team a year ago. They were dealing with injuries on either side of the football field, especially at the quarterback position, but you still was more competitive. You won double-digit games with all the injuries they endured, and you still got into the playoffs. What is different this season?
Talk about the air in the building. Stale air in Cleveland right now. It's fresh air in this building right now. We're rolling right along. We got plenty more coming here, and some celebration to be done as it is May Day. Mayday! Would he be screaming Mayday by the end of this one? Drake May making his NFL starting debut. We got highlights, reaction, next.